Hey guys, and welcome to Film Artsy, your number one source for all things films and movies. My name is Elijah, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe has done such an amazing job at making stories that are really interesting and unique. And one of the greatest things that have come out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe were the stakes that were developed in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. And to date, Thanos is easily known as possibly one of the best, if not the best, villain in any superhero movie. I mean, no one has done the things that Thanos has done in any type of scale before, and it led to a really satisfying conclusion in Avengers Endgame, and had a ton of people caring about these characters and the story. And the character himself was really well fleshed out and really well written. So today we thought it'd be interesting to take a look back at the best Thanos scenes of all time. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Agent Romanoff, you miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
First up, we wanted to take a look at the post-credit scene from the very first Avengers movie all the way back in 2012, which literally set the stage for what would eventually be the biggest villain of all time entering the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I remember after watching Avengers being confused who this character was and reading up on him and thinking that it was something way too big and way too crazy to ever accomplish, and honestly, I was wrong. So let's check out this clip that introduced Thanos for the first time.
To challenge them is to court death.
Next up, we can look to Avengers Age of Ultron, where we see another hint at Thanos really coming to light. Now, we did know that this character was going to become more and more involved as the series of movies had progressed, but Age of Ultron really serves as the turning point where we know that it's coming up next, that this is going to be the next threat that our heroes would have to face. And honestly, up until this point, we didn't know anything about this character, and this is the more grounded and human version of this character rather than the first scene that we saw that kind of shows the more Josh Brolin performance that carried Thanos into Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. And we were really excited to see what would come from this character after we got that teaser. So here's the next clip.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
So then as we jump forward into Infinity War, the first movie that really focused in on Thanos as a character, we had the amazing introduction where we see Thanos and the Hulk face off, and it just set the standard right away that Thanos was extremely powerful and would not be someone who was easily defeated, because the Hulk was this juggernaut character in all of the movies he appeared in, and all of a sudden Thanos just beats him without even breaking a sweat. Here's the clip. Next up, we have another face-off scene where we see Thanos and Iron Man face off one-on-one, and it's just another scene where the stakes are really starting to get high. We know that characters potentially could die here, and this battle shows Tony Stark's coolest suit he has ever had, and the strongest suit he's ever had, and he just gets bested so easily, so quickly, and fortunately was able to survive. But it's a really intense fight scene, and it's really unique how they handled it, and still once again underlines how powerful Thanos was and what type of feat it's going to take to possibly defeat this guy one day. Here's the clip. Next, we have a more interesting clip where this clip doesn't necessarily focus in on a fight scene, but it focused more on the development of Thanos' character, and that's when we have the Gamora's sacrifice scene where he has to sacrifice his own daughter. And it actually did a really interesting job at giving this character depth and making him three-dimensional, and add that he does have emotions. He's not this standard 2D villainous character who's evil for the sake of being evil, and he has mixed emotions about things. And that was what made this character really interesting to follow in the first place. And this scene was just so well done that it not only foreshadows things that happen in Endgame, but also tells a unique story and adds even more to the stakes. It also serves as the first major character death besides Loki, and it was pretty unexpected. Next, we have the fight scene between Thor and Thanos. This one's so cool because Thor makes such an amazing entrance and really does give it to Thanos and, in a way, best Thanos. But, of course, it isn't enough because ultimately Thanos snaps his finger, killing half of the universe and half of our characters, which was such a big move back in the day. Like, this was something that no one expected to see, that all of the characters would die just like that. And even though we all knew they would be brought back in some way or another, it was something really risky and something we'd never seen done in a movie before, and it was awesome. Here's the clip.
I told you. You'd die for that. You should have gone for the head.
Also, that clip also kind of foreshadows what happens in Avengers Endgame, where we see Thanos pushing his axe into Thor, which is a exact mirroring of what happened in Infinity War, just reversed, where Captain America saves him. And that's a really cool scene, but the really iconic scene from Avengers Endgame has to go to the little monologue that Thanos gives in the end of the Endgame movie right before the battle begins. And it's so iconic. It was great in the trailer, and it's spun off to become a really great quote that a lot of people thought was just awesome. And here's the clip.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. I thought by eliminating half of life, the other half would thrive. But you've shown me that's impossible.
And finally, just to bring this whole story arc full circle, we have the face-off once again between Thanos and Iron Man. And it's so close that they're going to lose everything, and everything is going to be destroyed, everyone's going to die, and it's crazy. And Iron Man pulls it off just at the very end and bests Thanos, once again tying the arc up that had started in Infinity War and end the story arc that we had seen with Thanos. And honestly, it was pretty awesome to give this opportunity where Iron Man makes the ultimate sacrifice to defeat the ultimate villain. And there's no better way to end a villain that's so complex as Thanos than the way that they did it with the Iron Man scene. And it was awesome. Here's the clip. So guys, what did you think of Thanos through the MCU? I think he was a great villain, and I don't know how they're going to top him in the future. Maybe we'll see something. There's speculation that maybe Thanos had created Galactus, and this will be some ongoing story down the road, but we'll have to wait to find out. But we'd be curious to see what you guys thought. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and leave a comment with what your favorite Thanos scene was. Also, subscribe for more videos like this, and we'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
Talking.
I'm about to.
Hi, everybody.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hi.
See you guys.
Know anybody?